Like I mean, sir, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Please.
Thanks. Thanks.
Gaurav, let us know something about yourself other than what is mentioned in the tag. Means you as a person.
Ma'am, my name is Gaurav, and apart from those mentioned in lab, I like talking to people. I like engaging in different discussions. Also, I like getting knowledge about new things that could improve livelihoods, engaging in newer methods to improve rural livelihoods in particular. And this one.
Rural livelihood.
Yes, ma'am.
So, from where you got this inspiration and what is that takes you there?
Ma'am, it has been my own background since I come from a rural background in a farming family. So I had seen the issues firsthand, and that has inspired me to look into more solid.
So, when I look for, like, we are trying to understand, so what exactly are the components of rural livelihood?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first and foremost, being agriculture, it is the key economic sector in rural areas mostly. Second, being ma'am the availability of water, especially with the drinking water as well. That has been seeing the issue in recent times. Also, ma'am, employment in particular, especially the disguised employment situation that we are witnessing. That and currently health indicators are also a crucial area and also education.
So, when you observe first hand experience,
Yes, ma'am.
so any creative ideas came to your mind that the agriculture can be improved in this way, disguise employment, unemployment can be handled, your own mind.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I had thought on this. Ma'am, as for agriculture, I thought that FPO can be a good solution. Farmers can be aggregated, but the issue arises because farmers have this skepticism. Well, will it work or not? So, model FPOs can be generated in taluka, and for the employment situation for women in particular. SHGs can be organized and they could be provided year-round employment opportunities, which I had thought of is diyas on lightings during Diwali, colors during Holi, and on those lines, small cottage industries kind of. And as for the rural youth,
That is not a solution for agrarian crisis.
for agrarian only,
You said no.
okay, ma'am. For agrarian only, I would
You
further.
said agricultural issues.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, when as a first hand experience
Yes.
you have seen, so in your mind, something should come that this could have been a better way. Anything that came to your mind?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, first being that farmers generally do farmings on the basis of guesswork. For example, they would either imitate a nearby farmer or they won't research much into it. But I think that agriculture can be looked at as science itself. And for that to happen, I had thought that startups could be introduced into the villages where they could create model farms, which could then be imitated by other farmers. As for the soil health card scheme as well, ma'am, I believe saturation can be done on a broader scale so that farmer could get a better idea as to what is best to grow in the soil.
See, there has been a talk about second green revolution.
Why so?
What exactly do you mean by that? And what is wrong with the first green revolution?
Yes, sir. Sir, second green revolution has been thought to improve the rural farming outputs, particularly in light of the drawbacks that we had seen in the first green revolution. So we had envisioned it as a revolution in which farming would be seen as a complete ecosystem, where we would also look at the soil health, the water issue, and agriculture would be such that not only it ensures our food security, but also our natural ecosystem can be restored in a better manner.
What's wrong with the first green revolution?
Sir, first is that it had given rise to a water distress in many areas due to consistent farming patterns where there's not been much crop rotation. For example, if you take the examples of Punjab and Haryana, and then there has also been the issue of rising fertilizer overuse because these crops are grown in areas where they are not naturally grown according to agroclimatic zones, and then there is also the issue of pesticide overuse as well. So,
No social political consequences. You are a student of political
yes,
science.
ma'am.
Let us know some political social consequences of first green revolution.
Ma'am, on a positive note, it has strengthened the farmers, particularly in this area. So they had lobbied for better opportunities. Whereas if I were to talk of a negative consequence, that had been that the land reforms had not been successful because of it, especially the distribution of lands, because those farmers who were allotted lands during the Green Revolution, before the
They were not given land during the Green Revolution.
no, sir.
Green Revolution is seed fertilizer technology.
Yes. So before that, when the government had tried the selling limits and they had redistributed the lands, so the farmers who were capable,
If they redistribute the land,
so to some scale,
see, except for West Bengal, where around 8% of the surplus land was redistributed,
yes,
Kerala, where 1.5% of the surplus land was redistributed, rest of India, it is less than 0.7%. So land reform was a total failure as far as the redistribution is concerned.
yes.
So it is not that Green Revolution became a failure because the land given to them was bad. Even in good land, you have farmer suicides. Did you notice farmer suicides?
So not.
Did you read about them?
Yes, sir. I have read to some details, sir.
Yeah, more than 5 lakh farmers are supposed to have committed suicide as per official records. So is that not a very serious crisis?
So that is indeed a very serious crisis, and it has multiple factors contributing to it, especially in the regions where not just sometimes people take it as the cause of just crop failure, but at other times also not able to realize the prices has also been the reason. And
There is a fundamental flaw. When there is a good harvest, prices crash
yes, sir.
and they have to throw the product on the road.
Yes, sir.
And when there is a bad harvest, they anyway are in a miserable condition. And the output prices remain very low while input costs have risen. There is a fundamental defect. And with economic reforms, subsidies have been withdrawn. So, is it simply by improving the quality of land you can solve the problem?
No, sir, definitely not. It is just one of the key areas where we will be focusing on the farm productivity. But as for the price realization aspect, so that farmers could have better remunerative outputs or outcomes from the farms, we have to engage into other areas as well, where the forward linkages also needs to be built upon.
What kind of forward linkage? To give you an example.
Yes, sir. So to take a cue from my own area, I would say cold storage are very important, especially for the crops which can be stored for a longer period of time. As for the others ones, sir, grading, sorting facilities could be.
Who would invest in cold storage? Government has withdrawn from active participation in the economy after the neoliberal shift.
Yes, sir.
Government is not taking an active role in making public investment.
Yes, sir.
So who would invest in cold storage?
Sir, in states like Madhya Pradesh, the government has been providing subsidy ranging from 45 to 55%, which has incentivized private players to invest in these areas, and they have been filling the gaps. Sir.
All right. Have you heard about Revdi culture?
Yes, sir.
What does it mean?
Sir, the Revdi culture is based on freebies that is announced and provided by the political parties during the election time. And the question has been arised out of their economic significance or their.
See, Revdi culture is before the elections, you distribute freebies.
Yes.
Now, there has been a debate. Some people say it's good. Now, tell me how it is good.
Sir, if
Good for people.
Yes.
It is definitely good for the political party to
Yes.
win election.
Yes.
I'm talking about people. They say even for the people it's good.
Sir, as per speaking for the people, it leads to a competition among the political parties to announce the different freebies, and maybe it is.
There is no competition. The ruling party has a major advantage, like they did it in Bihar. They sent 10,000 rupees. The opposition party has no opportunity to give it except making open and empty promises. So it is not competition. I'll tell you what they say, that if you give money to women in the rural areas, they would spend it in improving the nutrition of themselves and their children. So it leads to better health because they are totally deficient of resources, even to meet basic needs of the body. So that way it's good, it will lead to empowerment.
Yes, sir. Definitely, women are good at spending money. Especially, they are very
Good at spending money, or they don't
Sir,
have money to spend?
So I would like to correct myself. They are good at judicious use of money, especially taking cue from my own family. My mother is better adept at managing the expenses than my father. So yes, sir, they definitely will.
So if she gets more money, it's good for her.
Yes, sir.
Now, but does it not create a situation where there's no level playing field? That ruling party has always an advantage. So it is unhealthy also. And what if the state, which is promising freebies, is under a heavy debt burden? They can't even meet the routine expenditure from the revenue they raise. So they go into further indebtedness.
Yes. Sir, as for the freebies provided by the government in power, for that, sir, the election commission has also recommended that first, sir, speaking for the election manifestos, when they are declared in those, so the election commission is provided that the party who announces so should also provide the economic rationale behind funding. And as for the party giving money,
In principle, do you support basic minimum income or freebies, or there can be better alternative like capacity building?
ma'am, definitely capacity building is the way to go.
So in principle, you don't support these actions?
Ma'am, I do support because steps like universal basic income, they provide short-term relief to the people. For example, PM Kisan helps support farmers who need money for their immediate expenses. And in longer term, it is the capacity building is the way to go. So that later on, this expense.
Cash is better or kind is better?
I would prefer cash based on methods like e-rupee, so that money could be better spent.
So that's a good idea. So one related question I want to ask, like what are the areas of contention between India and US with respect to agriculture?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first being the import of agriculture products from US, because US some crops like maize and soybean, US has been a big producer of those, so it could lead to US dumping those in India. Other is, ma'am, the import of GM crops. So we are currently not following a GM based policy on a larger scale. So that could be one aspect. And also, ma'am, we are also wary of the exports. In particular, if I were to take an example of carrot gas that had been imported during the PL 480, so those kind of negative interventions could also come, externalities could also come. And continuing in the dairy sector, there is also the angle of cultural element, because it is said that in US the animals are fed animal feed, so the milk is termed as non-veg milk.
So is there any scope for India and US to move ahead in agriculture?
Yes, ma'am, there definitely
If
is.
you are our representative to US, what will you bring on the table to the Americans to solve this issue?
Ma'am, firstly, if I were to be the representative, Indian representative, I would engage with the diaspora, particularly the political
Lobby.
lobby, so that I would ask them to make the US side better understand the cultural sensitivities that we have. And the issue with us that 46% of our labor force is dependent on agriculture. Other than that, ma'am, we can also introduce tariff rate quotas, where we can provide a certain ceiling that if it breaches, then we will be applying more tariffs to protect our own economy and the rural livelihoods. Those ones.
Okay, Gaurav,
Yes.
we are talking of economic issues.
Yes.
We are also celebrating a +% growth rate.
Yes.
And then there is debate about jobless growth.
Yes.
Tell me, what is the debate on it? Why it is called jobless growth?
Sir, it is true that our economy has been faring well, but the issue has been that we had not been able to create much jobs in the manufacturing sector, or in the service sector. Also, we are seeing the rise of hire and fire cultures. So that too, and sir, there's also the issue of skill gap among the youth. The economic survey has also pointed to it. So that is the core issue.
What could be some innovative strategies to upskill it? A lot of schemes are going on, but still we don't see upskilling happening.
Yes, sir. Sir, one key area where I feel that upskilling could be better made is the ITIs. Because in a lot of states, they are under the state government, and in a lot of states, they are not functioning well, or they are just providing the certificates. So they could be better remodeled, And I guess in that in that manner, they could be better engaged with the CSR funds. So the private sector could also provide inputs, and they could also leverage their demands. One more thing, sir, which I believe is that universities could be provided more autonomy with respect to them engaging with the private sector, so that they can not only understand the demand side, but also the skilling as to what are the future prospect of skilling. That's
Okay, another thing, 2019 onwards, when Prime Minister came to power, he started talking of cooperative federalism.
yes.
Have we moved in that direction, or have we moved in some other direction?
So definitely there have been steps which have furthered cooperative federalism spirit of the of India as well. For example, reforms like GST Council, to take one example, these are consensus based broadly. So, and the decisions are not binding on the states, as the Supreme Court has said. So this shows that the cooperative spirit is furthering. And then there's also initiatives like there's also debate around one nation, one election. Those are they point towards a unitary trend, but still it is in line with the cooperative spirit only because.
So, what do you think of one nation, one election?
Okay, sir. So I believe one nation, one election is an important decision to come up or not, because it will have various benefits to it. First and foremost, being that as sir has pointed out that during elections a lot of freebie culture is to be seen, so we can curb that as well to a great extent. And then there is the administrative issue as well. As we are seeing in various states, the SIR process has been ongoing, so the election commission can better engage into those activities.
But when India became independent,
Yes,
naturally started with one nation, one,
yes,
and then it derailed.
yes.
How we will ensure that it doesn't derail?
So for that, we already have a model based on the panchayati system, where in case if a panchayat election were to be reheld, then it will be and the panchayat will be having a tenure for the remaining period only, not the full 5 years. So that can be implemented.
So same elected representatives will continue for a period of.
Yes, sir, for the remaining period.
And how the government will be formed if the government has fallen?
So in case if the government is fallen, then there had to be held re-elections.
But then if you hold re-election, then there is no one nation, one election.
No, sir, but they will be re-elected for the remaining.
So what happens if after 1 year of election in a province, government has fallen?
Yes, sir.
Then the government stays suspended for next 4 years?
No, sir. In case there's a hung assembly for the continued period, then re-elections can be called upon, as had been the case previously as well.
You can't have one. Then where is one nation, one election?
No, sir. That is a contingency issue.
It happens invariably one after another provinces, the governments are changed, governments are sort of burned down. This is a norm.
Okay, what about union government gets dissolved when state governments are intact?
Okay.
Then what will happen?
What is the report suggesting as to how to handle that period if the government has fallen?
Sir, as far as I'm able to recollect, I think they had suggested the same only, that the government should be re-elected. For the time being, the president rule should be implemented, and the government should be re-elected for the remaining period or tenure only. That
So the governor's rule or president's rule will be imposed for rest of the period.
no, no, sir, for the election period only.
If after 2 years the government dissolves, then from these 3 years you will have one government.
No, if the-
Only for 3 years. Like panchayats.
So in panchayat, what happens in panchayat?
Sir, in case
Sarpanch is elected as sarpanch.
no, sir, it depends on states. In MP, Sarpanch is directly elected. In Maharashtra, Panch elect the Sarpanch.
Also, this debate about presidential and governor's prerogative to keep the bills pending.
Yes.
Is that a denial of democracy? What?
No, sir, definitely not. The key issue has been that governors and presidents being directly unelected, they are not directly elected. But still, sir, those have been emergency response.
Exceptional scenario.
It acts as an exception scenario or as a safety wall, where in case if the state government goes against the constitution or does not follow the mandate of the people, then the government can keep the bills or recommend them to the president. As for their misuse, the Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme.
Governor has then the authority to determine whether a legislation passed by a provincial legislature is against the constitution.
Yes, sir, he is the guardian of the
So
constitution.
isn't that task of Supreme Court to him?
Sir, the primary function of Supreme Court is to adjudicate on those matters if they fail to prevent the deadlock for a greater amount of time. But government is the primary guardian of the constitution as provided by the constitution.
Final question. We recently had this 23rd meeting of India-Russia summit.
Yes, sir.
What are the three main takeaways for India in that?
Yes, sir. So first has been the agreement on migration and illegal migration. We have called on for greater labor mobility. So second has been our agreement on space co-development. We have agreed to co-develop rockets and train our workforce as well. Third has been our economic ties. We have agreed to further diversify our trades, especially in newer ventures like small.
There's a 5-year economic cooperation.
Yes, sir. That one.
Yeah, thank you.
So attached to this, I just want to know, like calling Russian president to India and giving him this huge ceremonial thing. So, is it beneficial for Russia? Russia is the party which is in advantage, or India is getting some advantage? And if it is Russia's favor, things are in like Russia is able to gain the mileage, then does it strengthen China?
Okay.
Are you understanding the question? Means India going out of the way
Yes.
in dealing with Russia, are we able to draw the concrete benefit out of it, or it has been Russia's advantage?
Okay. Ma'am, it is also beneficial for Russia as well because it is facing.
What Russia gets when Russia comes to India?
Now it shows it's sign that it is not internationally isolated at the same time. And as per India gaining out of it, ma'am, we have focused this on reimagining our economic ties, especially in the wake of the US tariffs. We need market diversification as well. And as for ma'am, China gaining out of it due to Russia, I believe that it is more important for us because we are making our we are experiencing our freedom of choice through it, and this is also signed to the other countries as well that we are free to
You are free to do anything, but
yes.
what are the strategic choices? Is it a strategic choice? Because Russia always talk about Russia, India, China triangle, or Russia is clearly at present on the side of China.
Yes.
Fine. So we are giving so much special treatment to Russia. What is the message we want to give to the world? The message we want to give to Washington, or the message we want to give to someone else also? And you also know that French president is also visiting China. Fine. So Russia coming to India can also spoil our relationship with Europe, that Europe will try to balance by visiting China. Who is our first strategic partner? Officially Europe?
No, 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 officially.
It is France, terms of chronology.
Okay.
Right? So Russia coming to India, France going to China. Fine. So is there any message in?
Ma'am, from my limited knowledge, I believe that
Why do you think your knowledge is limited?
ma'am, because I still have a lot of to read and to have an objective analysis of it. I have a lot of books on my list to read, so because of that as well.
But there was no need to mention everybody's knowledge is limited.
Um, in my limited experience, ma'am.
That is also not required.
Ma'am, it is
Share your perspective.
okay, ma'am. Ma'am, from my perspective, ma'am, it is true. Ma'am, for Russia, for us calling upon Russia, we have also called on President Zelensky next month. So, unlike the Hamas peace proposal, where we had not been a party to the process, this is one thing where India has stood firm and it has called upon for peace again and again. So, maybe this may be a call in that direction also.
So seems convincing. Or you maybe have not, even if Zelensky counts, I want to know that concrete deliverables, what we want to show, what we want to get. This is what I want to know. Why did we engage Russia? What did you add? Such a fanfare. You want to give message to whom? US?
And broadly maybe to US because
To
we have
US only.
we have been again and again pushed by US, especially to the primitive measures as well, and we have not been able to take any.
Now imagine a scenario where US and Russia, they are towards normalization of the relations.
Yes.
Imagine a scenario where China and US moving towards normalization of the relations. Europe and China normalizing the relations. Where are we? Is this trend you can see happening? US normalizing relations with China, US normalizing relations with Russia, US normalizing relations with these two countries. And then where are we?
Ma'am,
Also with Pakistan.
ma'am, looking at the present,
So see India getting isolated. Do we wanted to isolate Pakistan?
okay, I'm looking at the present administration in Washington. Their key central thinking point has been trade. So if you were to take into that perspective, it is very possible that US could have better relation with all the poor players that you have mentioned. But ma'am, I think that these are in the shorter terms only. That they might achieve some short term goals for the countries, but on the larger perspective,
Is it reflecting maturity of us, the way we are handling the geopolitics today? India appears to be a country with a mature strategic thinking and culture.
yes, ma'am.
It's substantiated.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. We are acting as a third pole where we are trying not to engage. Ma'am, we have always had this policy that we'll engage with different big players based on our priorities, and we have been pursuing that policy only. As per other players, say Pakistan, for example, it is engaging with all the countries simultaneously on short-term goals, and that that on the longer term, we've seen that this such agreements do not yield much benefit to the nation itself. Whereas we, when nations look upon us on a from historical perspective, we are a consistent player.
Are we getting concessions from US? Are we getting any concessions from China? Are we getting any concessions from Russia? Are we getting concessions from Europe? Because we are saying a strategic autonomy, we are free to do whatever you want, but it should result into some concrete benefits. I have a question to ask, because India is also not only multi-aligning and having several organizations where India participates, like BRICS, SCO, IORA, and others, Quad, and the recently concluded Colombo Security Conclave. How do you look at the future of SAARC? Does it have a future or is it dead?
Ma'am, with Pakistan unable to control its state-sponsored terrorism, and with SARC having a consensus-based model, I believe that, ma'am, in the near term, SARC remains to be the process of SARC remains to be stalled, and we have channelized our energies better into the BIMSTEC, and also, or we could look at a Pakistan -1 SARC as well.
So BIMSTEC minus Bangladesh and Myanmar. BIMSTEC is also minus Pakistan, but it's not successful. But Bangladesh is now new Pakistan.
I have to comment on that.
Yes.
So is Bangladesh new Pakistan?
Yeah.
No, sir, I would definitely not see it as such because there are key elements defining Pakistan vis-a-vis our relation. First being that the state is sponsored terrorism. That has not been the case. And second, that Pakistan is a political military state, which has not been the case in Bangladesh. Still, Bangladesh aspires to go towards
Some
democracy.
recent developments between Pakistan and Bangladesh, you are aware?
Well, they are having, one I am aware, ma'am, they are having some defense agreements between them, some defense cooperation areas.
Valid shipping routes, visas, training, etc.
Visas without security clearance. The ships from Karachi port is landing both in Mongla and Chittagong without any security clearance. So we really do not know what is the cargo that is coming. And I think first staff level dialogue between the Pakistan and the Bangladesh military. Two significant visit to one is the JCSE. Now there is no JCSE in Pakistan, so it's a different issue. And chips visit. And even the security northeast at one point of time with Bangladesh, in fact, provided shelter. So how do you look at the rise of radicalism in that country to be impacting on the foreign policy?
Man, definitely the domestic crisis in Bangladesh is supposed to have some fallout, and with the recent regime engaging more with Pakistan. Well, I guess we what we can do at the present thing is to enjoy strategic patience only because the Bangladesh is free to first come to a point where their domestic stability is ensured. And now it is true that Bangladesh has been key site for harboring insurgents in the past as well, but it depends on how we engage with the future government to come. And with joint efforts, we can curb radicalism to some extent, as we had done in the past as well.
Okay. Do you look at the role of states in foreign policy?
Yes, ma'am. With the recent trend of different states holding their own investor summits, they are engaging productively in
What is
tandem.
the term for such diplomacy?
Paradiplomacy.
So I'll ask 2, 3 questions from political science.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between behavioralism and post-behavioralism?
Correct. And behavioralism is primarily centered around political analysis through facts, figures, and surveys. Whereas post-behavioralism is also taking into account the normative aspects as well. For example, the values that influence such behaviors, not just the facts. So post-behavioralism encompasses behavioralism, plus it adds values and normative aspects to behavioralism.
And what is overlapping consensus? Whose concept is this?
Ma'am, from what I can recall, I believe it was Rawls' concept.
John Rawls.
Yes, ma'am.
But do you remember what is that?
Ma'am, it was given in his
Liberalism.
political liberalism.
What is the purpose of that?
And to come at common points, he said that different states are at different levels of development, but he has given his concept primarily on the basis of the politics that they enjoy. So, in case if people are not able to come at common points, they can still develop overlapping consensus based on the political ideas.
And who is your favorite philosopher?
Ma'am, political philosopher? I'm Rousseau.
Rousseau. Why?
I believe his philosophy offers a lot of flexibility to people, where he engages into different topics, and that's why, ma'am, because I personally myself would not like to be attached to a single political ideology where there's no scope for further development.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So you have been doing some fest on dope.
Yes.
What is that?
Ma'am, it was a startup that I helped co-found in 2021. It was basically a fresh delivery platform that we had started in a locality called Silicon City in Indore. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.